Hi, Chef Ricky here at Chef Tips UK. Today I'm going to be covering some basic knife skills, starting with how to sharpen a knife. Now the main thing is to get a good knife. This one was about 100 quid. You can get decentish knives for 30, 40 quid each. It's a lot of money just for a knife, but it is what you pay for. You spend a lot of money on something, you know you're going to get something that's good quality, it's going to last you a lifetime. Same with the steel. This was about 60 quid, just a diamond steel here. So yeah, what you want to do is just take your steel, your knife, and you just want to be sliding it down at just a slight angle, forward and backwards, and it's literally as simple as that. And you just want to do that a couple of times. Give your knife a little wipe on your apron, and then if you want to know how to feel how sharp your knife is, take your thumb, don't run it across the blade, just give it a little touch like that, and it should feel really rough. The rougher it feels, the sharper it is. So I'm actually just going to give my knife a wash now. You should always wash it after you've sharpened it. Onion. How do you cut an onion? How do you finally cut an onion? It's really easy when you know how. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of pointers. I've got a little bowl here just to put the trimmings in. First thing I'm going to do is just take the tail off. The root here, we want to keep that. And then we're just going to go in half down the root and just peel away the skin. And keeping that root on there like that is going to keep the onion together, and it's going to be a lot easier to cut. Also, the little membrane sort of thingy there, that's quite sticky and slippy. You don't want to be slipping with a really sharp knife in your hand. It's the last thing you want to do. So I'm just going to try and, I don't know what sort of angle you got of this. So the first thing I'm going to do is we're just going to take a knife and we're just going to slice. I kind of messed up a little bit there. We're just going to slice into the onion like so. Just giving a couple of millimeters gap each time. Firmly holding the onion. And trying to keep as horizontal as possible. That's the first step. Now, obviously I've messed up a little bit here, look, I've got bits everywhere. I'm just going to get rid of them bits. So now, we're just going to slice vertically down the onion. So we've done horizontal, now we're going to do vertical. And you want to tuck your fingers in, keep the blade close to your fingers, you want to tuck your nails in, and you just want to slice down with your knife, leaving a couple of millimeters spare. When you get to that bit, it's best just to sort of hold it. Don't worry about these bits, you're going to get loads of onion. And then all we're going to do is just slice it down vertically. Just like so. Just getting the edges as well. Now you don't have to do it a million miles per hour, I'm just doing it quite slowly, just to sort of demonstrate to you guys here. And just try and take that onion as back as you can. I think that's enough. We're going to just see these little big bits here, just going to sort of get rid of them. And then what you're left with there, look, look at that. That is a really nice finely diced onion, perfect for sort of putting in a risotto or any other sort of dish where you need a finely chopped onion, if you like adding chopped onions to your burgers or something. Really easy, and that's the key to it. Just a sharp knife is really important in looking after your knife, keeping it sharp, sharpening it every time you're using it. That's how to cut an onion. Proper simple, that one, guys. Right, so now you guys know how to sharpen a knife, you know how to finely dice an onion. I'm going to talk through a few different cuts. So I've just got a carrot here for demonstration purposes. So I find carrots, they're a little bit awkward to cut. Little waste bowl. So the first one I'm going to go through is something called a Julienne, and that just basically means matchsticks. So we're going to just chop this carrot into matchsticks. The first thing we're going to do is just cut down one side, just like that, and then we're going to place it on the side like that, so you've got a firm surface to cut from. And then all we're going to do is slice down a couple of millimetres on each side, just like that, and then we're going to go through them, obviously being really careful with your fingers, tucking your fingers in, having the knife run against the sort of bit to your fingers, tips tucked in, and just slicing away with a knife. And I mean, look at them. That one's not so good, just pull it apart. I'll do a few more. Really simple. Just got to make sure you just chop that little bit off, so you've got a nice firm base. You trying to cut a carrot like this, that's just a disaster waiting to happen. So there you have it, Julienne matchsticks. Really good for a stir fry. If you're doing a stir fry, Julienne some carrots up, because they're quite thin in that, will cook nice and quickly, get nice and crispy when you're cooking them. Perfect. So I don't actually need these, so these are just going to go there for now. This other half a carrot, I'm going to do some Brunoise. So we're pretty much going to do exactly the same, but we're going to have it a bit thicker. So I'm going to take a bit off there. Now Brunoise means small chunk. It's not as fine as something like a mirepoix where it's really nicely finely diced, but we just want some rough sort of cubes, and you want them sort of like the same sort of size. You're just going to say go through once there, and then just about, you know, that sort of size. Just like that. And there you have Brunoise. Dead easy, yeah? Dead easy. Anyone could do that. The next time you're talking to a chef and he's like, "Oh, I like to cut my carrots into Brunoise," you'll be like, "I know what you mean. I know exactly what he means." Right, so the next cut we're going to do is something called a chiffonade. Now this is where you roll something up and then slice it. It's how you cut basil up. If you're whacking a load of fresh basil to finish off a bolognese or something, you can also do it with lettuce. So I've just got a few like baby Jane lettuce leaves here, and I'm just going to sort of tightly-ish roll them up. It kind of works better with a bit of iceberg lettuce, but I've just got a bit of this, and then you literally, keeping your fingers tucked in, you've rolled it, and then you literally, I'll turn around a bit so you can hear it better, going down with your knife in a slicing motion. Just moving your fingers back really slowly. Obviously do this even slower if you've never done it before. And there we go. Chiffonaded lettuce. You wouldn't normally chiffonade gem lettuce like that, mainly sort of iceberg, but it's a really good technique to use on basil, iceberg, and that's another cut you now know how to do. Chiffonade. And thanks for tuning in for that little small video today. That's just been a nice little sort of getting to grips with using a knife and sharpening it. If you want any more details, drop us a comment down below. If you like what you're seeing, like and subscribe. And until next time, keep on chefing.